May I take this opportunity to introduce Miss Doreen Hanna. Your pleasure.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for the introduction, Director, and thank you for having me here. I want to give a special thanks to Keith for inviting me here on behalf of the Australian Ambassador and to oversee the awards ceremony and to welcome everyone to this new initiative. I'm not sure if people understand the background and the involvement of the Australian Embassy with Keith and the project we have here today, but just to take you back a little bit, it was actually before I even came to Zimbabwe. I've been in this country for about 6 months now, so as everyone knows, I work for the Australian Embassy as a diplomat, but Keith very kindly reached out to the embassy informing us that one of his friends from Australia who was an artist was coming to Zimbabwe, and her name was Robin Bromwin. I'm sure at the last event back in September some of you might have met her, but she was an Australian artist, and she'd come here and provided her, I guess, her knowledge and her techniques of the sketching techniques. So she's passed that on to the students from Keith. And so basically this art ceremony, this award ceremony is basically the children incorporating this climate change and why the Australian Embassy requested this competition to revolve around climate change. So as many of you obviously know, climate change is predominantly getting more increasingly becoming a bigger issue in the 21st century. So governments around the world are obviously doing their part to tackle climate change and make some changes and get communities and everyone involved, because climate change is unfortunately something that is, I guess, that humans have contributed to, so it's up to humans to reverse that and to, I guess, mitigate the challenges of climate change. So that is a focus for Australia. We very much care for our environment, very much like Zimbabwe. We have a very similar climate and environmental challenges. So, bringing kids along on this journey also helps them be aware of the climate change challenges in the future. So
I'm so glad to be here and witness climate change on a different method of communication, that is art. As an environment queen, this event means more communication going out there on behalf of the environment, because as an environment queen, I speak for the environment, for its protection. So as it has been well said with art, I believe the job has been done for us. It is time for us to act now, because the portraits are mostly crying about the effects of climate change. So this event means a whole lot to me and to the industry itself. The climate means a lot to us. This is our home. This event is speaking to us to protect our home. I say Laudato Si, which is our common home, has to be protected. So we need to take this event seriously, because our youths have different ways of communicating. We have challenges of drug and substance abuse that are there, but the more we give them attention as they do art and creativity, the more we can speak to the youths. So my advice is, let's take this serious so that we can communicate to the next generation, hear out the next generation, represent the next generation, and protect the environment for the next generation.